Hello. Right. It is 19 degrees, which I stopped fueling the fire about, 14 hours ago. So anyway, put some cardboard in. Now you didn't see it. I did a bit of prep, clearing out the ash, and in doing so, I did see some red embers there, which shouldn't be exciting. I mean, we established that coal works. So, get a bit of cardboard, get some toasted tea and lemons, and also this, which was a bit stale, but also, if you see that bit there, that's mice. I thought I got rid of the buggers. Oh well, I'll have to reset the traps, never mind, eh? Yeah. They must really like me, leaving out such a nice bit of bread for them. I thought I got to that stage where I could leave food out and it'd be alright. It also goes to show that where I keep it, no, they can leap onto there and get access to it. So, I'll have to accept that nowhere is off limit to them. They are exceptional climbers. They really are. Shame in a way. I knew it was them because I found their spoor on near the loaf. So yeah. Hey ho, never mind, eh? Are those lemons actually going to go? I don't think that's enough for it. What would be good is if that cardboard went. Funny thing I noticed when I was chopping up these cubes of cardboard, the knife I used got hot, and I found that very interesting. Obviously, there's friction when steel parts cardboard fibres, but I didn't think it would be enough to cause the... I don't know why I felt the edge of the blade, but I did. And, yeah, feeling it confirmed that it is indeed hotter than when it went before. How interesting. I'm quite tired, and I think I'm just going to get the fire going, and then I can worry about dinner later. Oh, I can have soup and noodles, that'll be good. Too bad I can't have some bread and butter with it. I don't have any loaves in the freezer. And I don't really feel like going shopping tonight either. Otherwise I'd have got a loaf of bread. Never mind. Yeah, soup and noodles, that'll do. Super noodles. Woman walks into a restaurant. Miss hears the waiter saying, "Would you like soup or salad for your starter?" And she turns around and says, "What's the super salad?" I think I may have mentioned this before. I don't know where, but it was talking about think it's malapropisms. Malaprop. Malaprop. There's a lady called Miss Malaprop, and it was a play, and it comes from the French malapropos. No, c'est apropos. Well, you know how we'll say something is apropos? The opposite of that would be mal apropos. So I'm sorry, I can't. If I start using French, I have to pronounce it in French. I can't. It's like, why can't you just say champagne? Because it's champagne. Champagne? Champagne, that's it. I've heard that way. Anyway, malapropisms. I used to think soup or salad. Super salad. Yeah, I like the idea of super salad. I remember once I was getting my hair cut, and I was really whiny at the time because my mum seemed to think I needed my hair cut every 2 weeks, which I think is excessive. But it does grow rather fast, so yeah. And why was I impatient? I think I wanted to go and see my dad at his work because I quite like spending time there. Both of my parents used to work in Oxford, so I'd be picked up from school, and then I'd go to the I'd wait a few hours at work, and then when he'd close up the shop, I'd then go home with them. Hey, look, those lemons are going now. Right, kindling then. Let's put some kindling on to take advantage of that heat. And I remember asking the hairdresser at this time, how much longer would it take? She says, oh, just a couple of minutes. And I'd never heard of the term couple before. If I had, I was unfamiliar with it. Or couple as in it's a pair of people. I wasn't familiar with the idea that couple means not many. So I just kept trying to think, well, a minute is a unit of time, but it has volume? And how many minutes can you put into a cup? Because to me, it sounded like a cup full of minutes. And I just thought, well, how many's in a cup? And yeah, malaprop, yeah. Do you know any malapropisms? Is there any which, when you grew up and then you found out things like, I mean, the one which makes a lot of sense to me that people won't understand is mixing up a damp squid with a damp squib. And because how often have you used a squib before? And how would you know that if it's damp it's not going to work? I mean, squib is a very... is jargon the right word to use for it? Because to me it sounds like a jargon term. I mean, it's not one of those words we really use anywhere else. I mean, the other one which I would say is also like a jargon term is like a capstan. I mean, unless you're into sailing ships, when would you use a capstan? Oh, capstan, that's just a brand of cigarettes, right? Like Marlboro. Marlboro. It's Marlboro. I know it hasn't got the O-U-G-H, but it's Marlboro. It's funny, actually, because we get the term borough from borrow. And I'm not sure if it... I want to say burrow. It's like, well, you burrow under, don't you? So burrowing would suggest digging. So why would you have a burrow? A burrow becomes a borough. And as the Americans use antiquated English, that's why they've kept borough to refer to a borough, whereas we have since evolved our language and it's become borough. And it'll probably evolve into something else in the future. And I'll be dismayed when it does. And I'll use new words which I don't approve of, which sound stupid and dumb. I like English the way it is. Why does it have to change? Why should it change? Why does, like, somebody go, you know what, I don't like the word the anymore. I'm going to start referring to it as the. And someone else goes, I don't like the word the. I'm going to refer to it as z. And then someone goes, I don't like the word z anymore. I'm going to refer to it as Or they'll come up with a new word with multiple syllables, which is just, it means the same as the. But for whatever reason, now that's the word people are using. And it doesn't make sense to me. Why would you go, you know what, I'm going to use a different word to everybody else today. And I know that's slang, but slang has to be agreed upon. You can't just start making unintelligible grunts and then other people go, oh yes, I know what that grunt means, I too shall start using it. So who is it that introduces new words into our language and says, yeah, this is the Riz for today? What's the what's the people's viz on that? I don't know. I think it is inorganic and it is fostered upon people, and I would like to know why it is people are changing the language. Why can't the language remain the same? Now obviously you'll get times where you'll need a new noun to describe a new thing, and that's why we've got nouns like a hoover and the adverb of hoovering. Well, I still like vacuum cleaning, but I can understand to hoover is it's a useful word, and we use the word computers these days, although even that term has become redundant because most people's computational devices are this thing here. I'm not pointing at me, I'm pointing at the phone. We just call it a phone because it's the telephone, but why would you need the telly part in it anymore? It's just the phone. And I refuse to call it a smartphone. A surveillance phone maybe, because look, it's good at surveilling. It's surveilling my fire. So yeah, I can understand the need for new nouns, but why would people come up with like new adverbs and stuff? Like, oh, you have done a good job there. The quality of your work is sick. What? It's very good. Why did you just say it's sick then? Sick is not a good thing. Yeah, but it's sick. Slang words are bad words. I don't like them. I know there'll be like some philologists going, oh wow, the words which you think are received pronunciation actually would can be considered slang 200 years ago. That's probably true. When did we start saying the instead of the or thou? Why does language have to change? Soup or salad? That's where it started off with. Soup or salad. Did I mention I'm tired? I am tired. Soup or salad? Oh, the super salad. Yeah, I'd like one of those. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I was talking about dinner. Why did I just start whinging about language? Oh, look at me. Old man whinges that things change. Hey ho. Never mind.